Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Sorry, not in my jersey. Today's Uno. And the podcast was recorded earlier, but the introduction is being recorded on Onam. And today we have Liverpool and my beloved Arsenal. So we're discussing the transfer window for both, and the season previews for both. So over to the podcast, like the video. And like I said, this was recorded before the United Arsenal match, so everything is as per that, as per last Sunday basically. And hope you enjoy. So see you right at the end. Bye bye. So from Real Madrid wanting to set Bellingham, there's also another club that's targeting Bellingham, which is Liverpool, who also wanted midfielders. We're talking a lot about midfielders. So now over to the happening club in England, but right now we are unsure what is happening. I mean, are they happy? Are they not? Unlucky with injuries like the season before. But what's the mindset? What's the mentality? What was your expectation from the window, Shrenik, before it started, and how has it panned out for Liverpool FC?
So, so with Liverpool there is not much expectation क्योंकि बाकी लोगों पे इतना पैसा तो नहीं है हमारे पास. But brand value is what we really push for attracting players. We also push our management style, the coaching style and whatnot to attract players, and that's why we've been able to sign such good players in the transfer window for a couple of times. So expectation wise, it's good because we got players that we wanted in some positions. Although I'm still not happy that Sadio Mane has left us, and he is thriving really good in Bayern. And yesterday only I saw a video because they were getting out of their buses, and he was signing some some t-shirts and whatnot, and suddenly he saw a Liverpool flag and he was so happy to see it. So I still don't know why he has gone there, and he could have stuck with us for a season or two. So that is one thing. Coming up with this kind of injury list so early in the season, it's really difficult. And I was hoping that with this injury list, at least we'll go in the market and buy some midfielders. But not many we have got into our picture. And Arthur is a good buy. He fits the system that Klopp really plays. He's a hardworking guy. That's what we want because technical wise also his ability is good. But if we compare to maybe a Harvey Elliott or a Carvalho, it's not that good. Yep. But he's a hardworking player. That's
good
what
depth option.
Yeah, so that's a good buy. And coming to Bellingham, this was the right time to also buy him because we want players in the midfield, and he's perfectly suited for it. And he has a good rapport with our manager as well. So it's fine that he wants to stay, or we are giving some time for him to stay one more year at Dortmund and pick up more skills and time on the ball and on the pitch. This is something I would disagree because he has already been he's already developed. There is no need of much time to give him. It would be right time to go. It would had been a right time if we had went all in and bought him this summer. So that was one expectation that was not fulfilled. But nonetheless, we have time still that he's not getting old so much so early.
Not even 20, 19, 20.
Teenage only.
Yeah. So
I think only thing that will raise of Bellingham is his price tag, rather than.
Yeah, I think that 1 year is that cooling period that the price tag will go down because in his last stages of his contract. So that is one thing. And I'm hopeful that maybe we'll beat Real Madrid this time for this player, which we couldn't do for the CDM.
Champions League final. Oh, okay.
Champions League final is something if Madrid
also that Liverpool couldn't beat Madrid.
Yeah, couldn't beat Madrid. But now for the fact that we have seen so many Champions League final and everything, I've come to a conclusion or come to a thing that if Real Madrid is playing a Champions League final, there is a high chance that they're going to win it, no matter who plays them, because that is their DNA. that is their ground. And Liverpool did play a good match, but we'll not talk about that today.
Yeah.
And
Nunes, Shrenik.
yeah, so he came back
Yeah.
for after picking up that red card. So
Just
Darwin,
one question: do you have it? I mean, does anyone have him in your FPL teams or planning to have anything?
not right now.
So, from an FPL point of view, Saurabh, I feel like the forwards, there is
One is
two
fixed.
straight options. Yeah, like no, I think two straight options, like Gabriel, Jesus, and Haaland,
Haaland.
right? Yeah, I mean,
And
you
Mitrovic.
can't. And Mitrovic, yeah. So if you want like not so premium forward, so these three I think are like set. So, competing with these three, with the likes of Darwin Nunes, who's not, starting as much, because there's like Roberto Firmino who might start in some few games. From an FPL point of view, I think he's not a good option to buy.
Yeah, and with the price tag he has at FPL, seriously
Yeah.
not.
Okay, I don't play, so I just wanted an opinion.
Yeah. So, but player-wise, he's a good player, matching our system. That's why we paid so much for him. नहीं तो इतना पैसा खर्च करने का औकात ही नहीं होता था. So that is one thing. Arthur Mellon, good signing. Carvalho, one of the great signings, I would say, of this summer transfer window. That
Winter,
boy,
no? It's signed in winter, I guess.
we closed the deal, but everything
He came.
happened. Yeah, he came in summer, so technically a summer transfer window deal. And what a good signing! What that last minute goal was amazing. At some points coming on the board because of that last minute take. A really good player, technical ability really good. He's somewhat in line of a Thiago, but with much more pace, I would
Fitness.
say. Fitness. Yeah, fitness also good, but I think he's injured. He's injured in the last match. Let's see how crucial or that injury is going to be to the team. So waiting for that update. But yeah, he's one of the best signings. And then we have another good signing, but not seen him yet. A right back backup option for Trent. So overall, a good transfer window. I would rate it, maybe 8 out of 10. Yeah, because we know that we have injury list. We know that we need backup options because in case of maybe like what Dipesh mentioned for Barcelona, they have that depth with a good quality. We don't have that. We don't have that with a good quality. Like people coming from the bench wouldn't be performing at the same level. Now, some might argue that maybe Milner will play the same as Henderson or something like that. But those two are not now the levels to match. The levels have risen. Although they play really good for us, but let's see how the season pans out. And with points not coming so easily, but I still have a hope from a fan point of view that Premier League is still into picture because a lot of factors are going to affect in this league season with the World Cup, with the injuries happening to other players. Yesterday, Man City not picking up 3 points, even though they were playing so free-flowing, Erling Haaland scoring goals for them. So you never know what can happen in this season. So I'm still hopeful that we'll be targeting for Premier League. Coming to Champions League, we start our campaign this midweek, and we have a good group. We have Napoli, we have Ajax, and last time we had Napoli with us, we won the Champions League, and also this time it's Istanbul. So again some hopes from there, but we'll be gunning for Champions League because of last year's loss. Because every time if we've seen that from Klopp that once we lose something, then we gun for it for more than any other trophy. And
so you're not winning the League Cup and FA Cup then?
We will be trying for it, but to be honest, it's not possible because we don't have players currently in the list to play that amount of games day in day out and perform at that level. The good news was that Diogo Jota yesterday came on. He's looking fit. He's looking, ready to go. And with that, we have options at least on, when it comes to the forward three.
Impact.
So yeah, and then Bobby, as usual, coming into his own, rhythm and form. And
He stayed. That was crucial.
yeah, that is also good
Yeah.
thing that he stayed. Despite Juventus keeping a close tab on him, so he stayed. That's a good point, and we have him as an option to play in between the lines as the number 9 and also in a midfield. So yesterday
Yeah.
when we were short of midfield options, he was the person who joined our midfield.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a good overall thing for the team because again we have an injury crisis on our hand.
Yeah. And
But-
what's your expectation in general with winning the league? Is it
Yeah. So winning the league is one of them.
challenge?
Yeah, winning the league, challenging for it, definitely. Top 4 is something that I'm not really worried about because
Okay.
I'm sure that we'll be finishing top 4 and Champions League. So I don't have much expectation when it comes to the League Cup and FA Cup, but Champions League and Premier League is something that we should be targeting to win.
Okay. Neeraj, Sahil, any thoughts on Liverpool?
Yeah, I think Liverpool are the best after City. I mean, they are the best who can reach and challenge for the title. So everybody, and one thing on Sahil, like, उनके पास पैसा नहीं है, but they have Klopp, yeah. Like I mean,
Exactly.
if you see Klopp signings, like I don't remember any one signing which has failed. Like he
Correct.
gets, it's
Navik.
all
Navigate.
like
Navigator,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That one tiny. But I
yeah.
agree with you, Neeraj. Yeah. Fair. I agree with you. Right? कि पैसा नहीं है, but Klopp है. So that's very true statement. But I don't know. I think I have a adding this that so Liverpool last season and this season, I personally feel there's a huge difference in the style of play, right? Like one major difference that I saw is like Salah playing wide out, like out wide more, and like I was seeing the heat map yesterday, and he's like playing a lot on the wings, like not coming inside, not taking a run inside, and like that general Liverpool flair, which you can see with which they are playing, the ball movement, everything, right from the defense built up play and everything. It's kind of sort of missing. So I know that okay, Sadio Mane played a huge important role in that, but was Sadio Mane that important that when he's gone and like that flair of Liverpool is just gone missing. Like it's been 6 matches in PL, and I don't know. This might be the worst start to your season in last 4-5 years, Shrenik. I don't know. Like maybe it might be. So what is that apart from Sadio Mane? What do you think that other thing is generally missing in Liverpool?
So there is a change in tactics, like you rightly mentioned. Salah playing out, because the thing is we are trying to overload it from the right because we have quality on the right.
Correct.
With Salah, Trent, and Harvey Elliott, and the left side is more of a
Luis Diaz.
so it's a working class side. People on the left do men and not the flair or a thing. But with Sadio Mane and similarly Luis Diaz, that is one thing that we have on the left. And why this change of tactics or style? Because we have Darwin Núñez right now. He's not a player. He's a number 9. He's not a player like Bobby who will drop down, make that passes for Salah or Luis Diaz, something like that. But what also you've seen or you must have noticed is that our front three now play really close to each other when we are not attacking. When we are attacking, they like spread out wide open so that either Luis Diaz or Darwin Núñez and one of our midfield options can come into the the box and try to steal a goal or score a goal. So that is one change, and we are still figuring out because we are so used to seeing Salah and maybe Sadio Mane on down the wings and then scoring a goal. But with this kind of play, I don't think Salah will be challenging for a Golden Boot. But I think on the assist chart he'll be like we have already seen like he's doing
that's true. And I think Liverpool has been somewhat kind of unlucky, like Salah hitting the post yesterday,
Yeah.
like that was a 90 plus minute thing. And in previous matches also, they have been just, they have been lucky as well.
Yeah,
Definitely that Newcastle match
yeah.
was like
Crystal Palace
like
one.
the
Yeah,
Crystal Palace one.
Palace
Exactly.
one.
So if you see
Yeah,
yesterday the derby result, the result won't justify the kind of match that really happened. And they'll all will definitely,
Oh, okay.
uh, tell the true story. But it was a good game of misses, saves, opportunity created on both ends, and not only on
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
Liverpool.
ends.
Both
Pickford went
keepers had
into
a
a
good game
proper beast mode. Pickford
Yeah,
was a proper beast.
yeah,
Pickford,
with his
like,
hands,
with his
yeah,
hands.
not with his
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, definitely
Yeah,
not.
that's. I don't know why I still like he played really good, but I still don't know why he is the number one choice keeper for England because he really can't play with his foot. गोल की बाहर चले जाता है यार उसका तो.
हाँ वही.
4
What?
बार गया था कल.
That's true.
हाँ,
That's true.
what is
That's
that?
true.
MDFA में better goal kick लेता है public.
Yeah, what is that? I don't really understand it. But yeah, Salah came close to it. Even Luis Diaz came close.
Yeah.
Pickford did have a good amount of saves, which was crucial for Everton, and so did Alisson. Like, I'm really thankful वो कोटिनो का जो पैसा आया है ना वो इतना अच्छे से खर्च किया है ना हमने वो गोलकीपर पे एंड
Yeah.
गोलकीपर एंड लाइक गोलकीपर वाइज he is the one who saves us every
Priceless, yep.
yeah I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we have some since we have some injury crisis not only in midfield also defensive options we have and then
Yeah.
we also look at the schedule because you have to play 3 matches every week now and with Champions League then Premier League and then all of this and with the World Cup it's going to be a busy schedule so overall good transfer window not so good start to the season but hopeful that we'll continue with the rhythm and we'll keep getting points and hopefully target for Premier League and Champions League.
You rated the season, the window?
Yeah, I rated it 8 out of
Yeah. 8.
8. Okay, right. And my final bits on Liverpool, I think Klopp when he came in and he's had this core set of chords for now 4-5 years, and his style of play needs young, energetic players. So now 4-5 years into this system, it takes a toll after a time. Irrespective you're 20, irrespective you're 25. If you are 20 and if you played this system for 4-5 years, it will take a toll. And I think this was the window. This was a season when Klopp had to change his tactic. Otherwise, it would have been too late. So I was a little surprised. I think in the mid review, I had asked this question of Salah's extension. From the outside, from a neutral, not a fan, but a neutral, neutral probably football fan, I would have wanted Salah to move on and Liverpool to invest in a new winger rather than going all out on Darwin Núñez and kind of rebuild that front line altogether. But I can understand it would have been really risky for a club like Liverpool because they are not blessed with a lot of money. They have to continue being successful, only then will the money come in. So they've
yes.
taken a safe approach, cannot invest in a process because it's been a super successful club for the last few years. So, but it has taken a toll. Right now, it seems also on TAA,
Yeah.
and in the midfield especially because if you look at the injuries, City has just 5 or 4 midfielders in their entire squad, and they play 3 of them at once. Okay, and hardly any of them are injured because they move the ball. But in Liverpool, players move, players chase, players and Henderson out of all of the midfield option, 2 are Henderson and Milner. So you can't be expect. But Milner still at this age he chases, but he has his limitations. He chases, but as soon as he wins, he does not know what. I mean, he knows what to do, but doesn't have that technical security anymore to go and be efficient that Liverpool standard. Like he rightly said, the Henderson and Milner should not be the standard now. But
Correct.
cannot. I mean, Bellingham would have been really ideal, but I think overpaid on Nunes, could have invested it somewhere else. But this is from a neutral point of view, but they wanted Nunes for sure. But I think could have been managed better. I think since it was the first signing, they got Nunes and didn't expect a lot of injuries in midfield, so it backfired. But yeah, I think that Klopp has to change his system. He cannot keep asking his players to chase, and that's what he's trying to do. And as
Yeah.
soon as Nunes starts becoming efficient, all of this will start kicking in. Right now,
Yeah.
he's not as efficient,
Yeah.
but good thing is with strikers, if you can see them getting into good positions, that's a good sign. If you
Yes.
see them missing chances, all of that, that's okay. But he's getting into great positions. He's providing assists. He's getting into good position to score. Just that he's fluffing a lot. I
Yeah.
hope that does not become a trend. But as soon as he starts becoming efficient, that height, that build, that age, once he starts learning, it'll be crazy. But until that, it'll be a rough ride, I feel.
Yeah. And
But yeah.
the good thing about him is, he is trying his level best. That is what is expected of every player that we sign. And apart from that, from this crisis of injury, one good thing has happened, that we have now looked at players from our academy. So
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
couple of there are couple of players who have come from the academy in this first team setup. They have been training with the first team, and they are showing progress. And some of them who we have sent on loan, like Connor Bradley, he is doing some good things with Blackburn, and that's a good progress for us. So even if we can develop some players by not playing them with us and sending them on loan, and if we can still benefit from it, that's a good thing for us, because
Yep.
like like we said, we don't have the money to keep on buying players, and Klopp is known not for buying players but for building them. So
Buying
even if,
and building.
Buying
Alisson
and
Van Dijk सब
yeah.
सस्ते में नहीं है.
but obviously not all
Yeah.
players are bought. So
Yeah.
we do buy, but then we focus much more on building.
Basically buying good profiles. That's
Yeah.
more important as Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
So yeah, I think that's it for
yeah.
Liverpool.
Yep. And also this season, uncharacteristically, Van Dijk is having a off season, and
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
is also not helping them so much. So yeah. Okay, so that was Liverpool, and now we'll come to the last club in the panel, Arsenal. So what I'll do for this is, what happened is actually during a mid-review, the transfers that we're done, we're still with that number of transfers. We did not sign anyone post the mid-review. But if any of you have any questions, I'm open to taking it. In general, I tell my expectation before the window was, of course, a striker, because Lacazette was going out and we did not have Oba. We got Jesus, and it's a plug and plug system from City to Arsenal for him. Similarly, another plug and play signing was Zinchenko. I think we didn't have him in during the mid review. I wanted Lisandro Martinez or Zinchenko. Would have loved Lisandro, but not at that price. But now, of course, now that we've got Zinchenko, again, it's a plug and play system from City to Arsenal. Similar inverted fullback play. So literally, that's been a good signing as well in a good price. Looking forward to see Fabio Vieira. Still, he's been injured during the start of his Arsenal season, and Arteta hasn't rushed him in yet. So, looking forward to having him and seeing him in some capacity. His one profile that we didn't have, the KDB TAA profile, wherein you do not have to go through blocks directly, one final, one third ball. You need that player in your team. City have KDB, Liverpool have TAA. Chelsea, I don't know, in some capacity, Reece James probably,
Reece
Reece
James.
James,
Yeah.
Jorginho also in sometimes he has that, he goes through the blocks and puts in a good third ball once or twice a season. But I'm talking about that quality. Arsenal didn't have that. Fabio Vieira is that profile for us, and so that was my expectation. Other than that, I wanted Nico Pepe to move on, and for us to replace him with a good profile winger. We did move on Nico Pepe, but we replaced him with no one. So that was the only, um, I think the only miss that Arsenal had this season. But we signed a young, before, at the start of the window itself, we signed Marquinhos, a Brazilian winger, for 3 million, and he's been doing really good in the under 21s. And now he's been on the bench in the last few. So I think Arteta trusts him at right wing, maybe. And I think Fabio Vieira also plays right wing. So that is also an option if Bukayo or Martinelli have to, say. Also, Jesus can play right wing and Nketiah can come up front. So we have this thing, but I would have preferred a winger so much. We were behind Pedro Neto, but they wanted 50, 60 odd million. And Jog Mendes was busy with finding Cristiano club. So he couldn't crack that deal for us. So yeah. So that's why I would rate this window about 8.5. Because if you had that winger, and people are talking about a midfielder, Yuri Telemans, but we are talking about it because Partey and Elneny got injured. If both of these wouldn't have gotten injured, we wouldn't have necessarily wanted a midfielder. So I'm okay with not buying one, but winger we definitely wanted. But overall, we did our signings early. They got time to settle in. All of them got preseason, and has been shown in our early form. So overall, happy. And expectation wise, I would say I would not go above my neck, and I would just say top four for now. Achieve Champions League football is the expectation, and I would hope that this is the last year that we are in the Europa League. And if this is to be the last year we are in the Europa League, might as well go and win it. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's been too long, 5 years in the Europa. If it's the last one, go hard and win it. I mean, doesn't matter. And if we can clip a League Cup or FA Cup, I mean, FA Cup is kind of our DNA. It's the Madrid and Champions League story for Arsenal and FA Cup. So hopefully we can do well there. But yeah, for me, it's achieve Champions League football, nothing more, because we've got the system, we've got the profiles. I'm good with what I see. I'm happy with enjoying the journey, enjoying Arsenal play. So results can take care of itself for me. Yep, that's that for Arsenal. Any final thoughts, anyone?
Yeah, I have like a question, kind of, not a question basically, but I like, I've been wondering. So, like I play FPL, right? So, from an FPL point of view, like, taking all the data into consideration, and so I've had Ramsdale into my team, right? Ramsdale, from the start of the season, because I think last season, he played really good football, like, and the saves and everything that he did. But from the start of the season, I don't know, Ramsdale has been kind of shaky, right? So there was an option between going for Ramsdale or going for a centre back for Arsenal, right? And so Ramsdale, like if you see, right, only Manchester City right now in the last 6 games have a better XG than Arsenal. That is one of the stat that is there. Saliba, Gabriel, both have completed more than 90% of their passes. They have like been playing really well at their centre back positions. But Ramsdale is still yet to register a save point, right? Meaning he hasn't done more than 3 or 4 saves in a game. So I don't. So my question was here that, like, how do you feel Ramsdale has, like, is Ramsdale changed, or is there like a system that has been brought in where he hasn't changed but the system has changed, and it's more like a wall that is coming before the keeper, and the centre backs are playing more aggressively, more giving their all out, and what has changed in that defensive department of Arsenal?
Right. So nothing has changed in terms of Ramsdale, but definitely we've gone more solid in defense with Saliba's incoming. And also,
Right.
we in on the right back position we had Ben White. So that's another
Right.
solid person at right back rather than out and out going right back. So we're really solid at the back. So for me, Ramsdale not making saves is, I mean, 3-4 saves is a good sign because he doesn't have.
Correct.
If you look at the minimum XG considered, also Arsenal is at the top, almost
Yeah.
very near there. But
Correct.
when called upon, I mean, what can such keepers do? The Allisons, Edisons, and now Ramsdale, what they can do is when called upon, they have to make that save. So I
Correct.
think in the first few matches, he's done that once or twice. But with the feet, he's great, fantastic with the feet. But you know what happens with such keepers is when the team is playing a lot and Achanak se when the keeper gets a ball, that shakiness happens, and he's very young,
Yeah.
Ramsdale. So
Yeah.
right now he's kind of in the first 5 matches he's starting to warm up, but thankfully he's had 2 or 3 clean sheets. I'm not too sure. To his belt. So with Ramsdale,
Correct.
you will get clean sheets, but you won't get 3, 4, 5 saves anymore at Arsenal.
Right.
So, is what
Right.
I feel,
Right.
because last year we did not have that strong defense depth. Now we have that. Now I think
Correct.
against United, if Ben White is not able to play, Tomiyasu will come in. So earlier, I mean, we had Cedric, and in the left back position, if Kieran Tierney was injured, Bruno Tavares was there. But now we have Zinchenko and Tierney. So it's a
Zinchenko. Correct.
solid defense. Arsenal, I feel, will not be leaking goals and exposing Ramsdale as earlier, wherein he has to make 4, 5 saves. He would be
Yeah.
making minimal saves, but when called upon, yeah. But I think we can trust Ramsdale and the Arsenal's defense with clean sheets, especially against lower sides, because
Correct.
the goals that we have considered this season has been only due to individual, like goals from corners, things like those, and Gabriel mistake, where Mitrovic pounced upon him, things like those. No team has been able to open up Arsenal and score yet.
Correct.
So
Correct.
in a
Correct.
solid
Correct.
defense, Ramsdale will give you clean sheet, but saves and all, I think FPL point of view, I don't think. But I think clean
Yeah.
sheets are still more important, have more weightage, right? But
Right. Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it with Ramsdale.
I think from my perspective, like I mentioned in the last mid review, that last year we saw Arteta focusing on the system. Results were still not coming, but we could see progress made, and it is clearly seen in All In or Nothing. We can see what he is trying to do, and now with the results coming in and right profiles also picked up, Arsenal is really a team to watch, and it looks really good to see them play how they play it. It might be some might argue that it might be a copied system from Man City or a beta version Man City system, but
Man
whatever,
City light.
yeah,
Sorry.
whatever it may be, but it's looking good for them. It's really shaping them into the pre so many changes of manager era, like something like what Arsene Wenger did when he first came into picture. So yeah, it's looking really good for Arsenal, and I really like William Saliba, man. What a player, man! That's something like a new kind of refreshment
Yeah,
for a team like Arsenal, and he's also scoring goals, man. And if somebody is we can really pick him in FPL, but the price tag is also really is shaky, kind of a shaky thing for Arsenal. But I think one good thing about Arsenal in FPL is a lot of people have Jesus. He's the
Yeah.
highest picked player, and a lot of people have more Arsenal players than ever in FPL. That's a new stat. So
That's correct.
which is also pointing that they are moving in the right direction.
Right
yeah,
direction. Yeah.
Correct.
right.
Correct. Correct. Also,
Uh,
from this one point of view, which from FPL, I think Martinelli over Saka, right? Like, I think that's been looking in the game as well. I don't know, like Saka last season was very explosive. He played, he used to score goals, and there were like assists coming in, and right now, I think Martinelli from the left side is been more aggressive than Saka. So is it because Saka has kind of moved wide and out, or it's because Martinelli is just playing the best season of his life? Like how do you rate that, Saurabh?
Right. I mean, for me, Saka has been at this level for 2 seasons for Arsenal now, and he's still at this level. For fans who do not see Saka play 90 minutes, stats numbers are their way to evaluate him. He has been the same. It's only
Okay.
about a goal to his name. Like apparently, the world says he's not in his good form, and he's at 3 assists in the league already. So I don't mind
Right.
him if this is bad form, and he has 3 assists already. He missed a goal, open goal last match. He's getting in the
Mm-hmm.
same position, same threats, all of those. I think it's only the numbers. With Martinelli, he's gone from this to this. Still
Correct.
lower than Saka, but he's
Correct.
gone from this to this. So you see that improvement and you see those numbers. And Martinelli, with him, last season it was about still getting a 100% fitness, 40 game a season, still wasn't there. Now I think he has, touch wood, hopefully, but still at
Yeah.
Saka's level now. So hopefully he
Okay.
can consistently do that. But if you ask me over the season, Saka has showed that he's done it for 2 seasons now. He can do it for 2 seasons numbers wise. He will continue.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he'll have a similar or if not a better season. But Martinelli will be right up there with him. So I think Martinelli has stepped up. Saka is still there. He'll go in.
Correct.
He's like a Salah in bad form, So he will
Yeah.
give you performances, but numbers will follow. I mean, I'm not at all worried because last match also he assisted Martinelli, and
Correct.
he's had few good runs as well. So I'm not at all worried about Saka except for overplaying him. That's why I wanted a winger in. So that's it.
So
Also World Cup year, he'll be playing for England for sure. So just yeah, hopefully he's not over this thing played.
yeah. So my take on Arsenal is like I've like last match I saw, like I loved seeing them. Like the midfield transition was so crazy. Like this
Odegaard,
yeah, Odegaard. I mean, man, what a player, yeah. Like
he's Shrenik's
everything.
midfielder. Like I know Shrenik what midfielder Shrenik like flair, technical. He's his kind of midfielder.
Yeah, and everything as Sahil told, like everything was from the left, and then Saka missed that open goal, and yeah, so and I saw Jesus like he was getting into great position, so I think he's like a cherry on the top. Like he'll be getting you goals when it's most important. Like I mean, Arsenal are playing good right now, but yeah, there'll be times they need points, and yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus will pop up at those moments. So I think everything is good. Like midfield is stable, and then we talked about defense, how defense is all stable as well. So yeah, good times to be an Arsenal fan. Yeah.
Yep. Also,
Saurabh, do you think you guys can win the league? I mean, as a fan, definitely you want to, but realistically speaking, like, do you think maybe this season, or maybe wait for another season and then maybe next season you might win it?
if you ask me, can definitely can. But
Okay,
I mean, Shrenik knows as a player, I was a person who goes game by game. You should just go game by game. And with Arsenal,
right,
you cannot just expect fifth to one with City and Liverpool lurking around in the league. I'm not worried
correct.
about the others as much challenging, but I mean, why not, right? Because of the start we had. Just that we need to keep our players fit. But I'm not ruling it out for sure. But for now, I think my challenge, my objective is achieve Champions League football. Anything above that is
Right,
a bonus. Uh, yeah, that's how I
right,
would be
right, right.
looking at it. But going forward, definitely sooner rather than later, title is what I would say. When I say title, it's a title, not a domestic trophy. So yeah, let's see where
Right,
that goes.
right, right, right.
I think
Fair.
Okay.
top three Arsenal can finish. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I have a feeling.
I
And
think third Arsenal. I'll
Spurs,
keep
you
them
never
third.
know with Spurs and their luck, man. I mean, they've been last minute Kane. That front three is
front
crazy,
three
man.
is
Yeah,
and the depth that they have now, Richarlison, and
yeah.
they are
I don't know
looking
how sustainable, but they sustain it for one season. Let's see if they can for another. Uh, yeah, that's a very bogey team. Right, never know what happens with them. All right. Any other last thoughts, anyone?
Yeah, I think Sahil was not there when we did our mid review for transfers. I again mentioned it that time, and I'm again mentioning it right now. The only transfer I hated seeing this entire transfer window was Anthony going to United, because again, he's something that will lit up any team that he goes to. Numbers don't really back him, but to see him play is something that is really exciting. Let's see, now they've got Anthony, and Anthony. So what they'll do.
Yeah,
That's correct. That's correct.
I
I
feel
think
Anthony is
it's
good signing, but for 90 million, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the price tag is not really valid, but I think they wanted it and they have the money. So
so. I think everyone knows it's a United tax that comes in, right? So we were like we were not like we were sure about getting him, but it kind of delayed, and then Ajax was like, you have to pay him 90 or just like fuck off. So we were like, now it's been a long time. We can't let the summer window just go around, and with fans riling up. So yeah, I mean United tax, but yeah, fair
the
signing. And
the,
Yeah,
the funny part is their former player negotiated it for 90 million.
yeah. Van der Sar,
yeah,
correct.
Van der Sar, yeah. But I think Van der Sar is working for United only in disguise, right? Ajax is he's just creating talent
He's
at Ajax, and he's like,
helping both. He's giving, as CEO, is helping
correct,
with the books and giving them
correct,
players.
correct, correct,
Okay,
correct, correct.
so to wrap this all up, we can have our, like Neeraj suggested, our top six predictions in the Premier League for now. We have our La Liga person out, so we'll do the Premier League predictions. So yeah, that was the podcast. We're done with 4 clubs now, left with just one, Barcelona. That will be a single solo podcast. And like he said, towards the end of the video, we have predicted our top 6 in the Premier League, which will be coming out soon. And yeah, see you then. Like this video, do subscribe, hit the bell icons, lots of videos incoming, and comment down with your thoughts. See you next time. Take care.